Well, hello there, everybody. How you doing? Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. We got some breaking news, and we got some emerging news, and it's all come unexpected. Well, no, it was expected a little bit, but my word, did I think I had a little bit more time on my hands. The game was supposed to be set for 9 o'clock tonight, and it still is. I'm still doing a show at 8:30 tonight, 9 o'clock tonight, because I think that there's going to be more further breaking news. But when the breaking news breaks, you've got to be breaking with the news. You know how it works. And to get me through at least the first 15 minutes before he's got to jump for a work call, we got Ange Postecoglou himself. How are you, Ange?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I've had a haircut. Not the haircut everyone was asking for.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Haircut. Where's your flip-floppery on the haircuttery?
No. It's happening. It's all sorted. I went there today. They can do it. We just got to lock in the date to get the cameras there because it needs to be filmed. So within the next 4 weeks.
Get the cameras there. You mean like take your phone to the barbershop?
I'm not. No, this is going to be a professional.
It's not that big of a deal, mate. It's a haircut.
I know it is, mate. But for the people that have asked me for it and the people that want it, it's a big
All
deal.
Right, fair enough.
If we're going to do things. We're not going to
if you want to over-egg the pudding on your own. 200 people in the house. I literally put this stream up 30 seconds before we hit the go button. So welcome everyone in. 200 people is amazing just to get going. Smash the like button for me, says Ian Satwick. No, he doesn't. He says big up Sean, but I'm sure he's really saying smash the like button. James Murphy alongside Coys is also saying smash the subscribe if you haven't already. We signed Van der Vaart again, says Druzilla. Good to see you, my man. Good to see Neo Yami and Steve Brooks, all the guys that were in as soon as we got going. Next Level English, you guys must have your notification buttons turned on. And I'd encourage that for all of you. All of you should have your notification buttons turned on, as we're going to start talking right now. I haven't got Nick for very long, but I've got you for you've got me for about an hour, guys. And then we're going to come back on at 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we're going to talk. Mark is here. What's happening, Mark? Saying, what a day. Ian Satwick is saying smash the like button. You see, I knew it. Well done, Ian. Good to see you, mate. Right, let's get straight in. The noise is out, my man. The noise is out. Oh, hang on. Am I sharing it yet? I am, but it's not on the screen yet. Oh, look, there's a lot of news percolating right now. I'm just going to get to the main man himself. Where is he? Fabrizio Romano. Where are you, bro? Come on. Make it quick. Because we already know what the news is, but we're going to talk about it. Bang. Oh, he's already put out 15 more things since he's
put out 500 more tweets since then.
Wow. Micky van der Ven to Tottenham. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place for a 15 million. Oh, it's only verbal.
Still time.
50 million euro package, add-ons included. The Dutch centre-back is to travel in the next 24 hours for a medical. Contract agreed until 2028. Deal done with Jose Fortes Rodriguez from Team Raiola. I bet you Team Raiola got paid quite a lot. In fact, knowing that little bit of snippet there, that Jose Fortes Rodriguez from Team Raiola, that is the team. The guy who died, unfortunately, a year or so ago, 2 years ago, he had a heart attack. But he was the guy who was the agent for Erling Haaland, who was known, almost infamous, for being a difficult guy to negotiate with, always making sure that he was getting his and that the parents of the young players were getting theirs. It was a wonderful way for him to get these young talents on the books by saying, listen, any deal that we progress you with, you will always get a slice as well. Smart. I know he obviously passed away, but his team still carries on. And Jose Fortes probably was one of the reasons why these deals are more and more difficult, because someone was getting theirs. 50 million euros. Let's start with the price, Barry. Well, actually, before we start the price, let me start with the news. Like, how do you feel about it, my man? Is this the guy that you wanted? And is he good enough in your mind to be transformational in our defensive frailties?
Well, I'm hoping it means that Eric Dyer is not going to be announced as captain, because that was my worry.
That's a good point. That's a good point, actually.
Worry, right? Look, for me, he's young, he's quick, he's tall, he's everything that we need in that left centre back position. In terms of the price, it's with the add-ons included, right? So I'm guessing it's maybe 35 million euros, with the rest being added on. I guess we won't know. But that initial 50 million euros, is it a bit too much? There's the shades of Paratici with the deals all going on at the same time, with Tapsoba and Tosin and Phillips and everything else going on. And obviously we saw the news this morning about Tapsoba, and that was kind of dead in the water. But it could be the most important signing that we do this window, because we've been trying to fix this centre-back position since 2016, maybe.
Yeah.
So, look, the money's the money. I think, if obviously there's the talk of Ashley Phillips probably should be done today at 2 million, which is an absolute steal. But yeah, for me, I'm very excited that we finally, we could have that pairing that unlocks or locks out. We were talking about reducing the goals conceded by 15, 20 goals. That could be massive. I'm guessing he's going to come in and play next to Christian Romero, right?
Well, if he's the last centre-back, I'm not sure he will be. I'm not sure he will be, because I feel like there's other news coming tonight with Harry Kane. We'll talk about that in a sec. Well, actually, you've only got a few minutes, haven't you? So before we get on to that other news, then, listen, for the purposes of the chat, I will go through my thoughts on it, and I think there's a few other people that might come on in a second or two. But let's finish off with, well, not finish off. Let's just extend the conversation around Van der Ven to the price tag, 50 million euros. I mean, it's a lot of money for a guy with 1 year. And he wasn't even spectacular. He's a good player, a lot of talent, massive ceiling. But what are we doing here? 50 million euros. Is this a bit desperate from Tottenham? Or is it just the way the market is when you look at places like Newcastle paying 40 million quid for Livramento, who's only had 2 seasons of first-team football with Southampton, and 18 months, give or take, of that he spent on the injury table. You look at deals like Lavia, who obviously had a really impressive season, but he's going to be going for, in euro terms, like 65, 70 million if he goes. Is it just the market, Bazza? Is it supply and demand economics? What is it? Why have we paid? Or is it Raiola? Why have we paid so much money for a guy with...
I think we've been crying out as fans for centre-backs, and then we get a centre-back in, and then we're saying it's too expensive.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm not
saying you're saying that. I'm just saying in a world... Do I think it's... Look, only time will tell, right? But 35 million plus add-ons, I don't think that's terrible. We needed a left-sided centre-back. So for me, look, like I said, if it means that we concede 15 less goals plus over the course of the season...
But does it mean we're going to concede 15 less goals?
Sorry, less goals. Sorry, less goals. Not more.
Does it, though? Is he, in and of himself, going to be the guy who, first and foremost, can do his own job? Second of all, can calm down Romero? What happens if Romero... Listen, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm really excited about it. I'm really happy. I'm delighted it's done. But just, for the purposes of the conversation here, I think we have to take into consideration that there's going to be a level of expectation about this kid. And there'll be people that are waiting for him the first time for him to make a mistake. And they'll be like,
of course. But look, of course. But look, if we take it back to what's going on with David Raya, right? And everyone's saying we want the player, just pay the money. We didn't pay the money. Now looks like he's on his way to Arsenal. Then everyone moaning about that. Look, we needed the player. We needed it done. He's still got some time. I mean, all right, it's a week. So look, I think everyone would have probably wanted him done before the preseason tour. Although the preseason tour was 45 minutes twice. So I'm not sure we would have actually gained by getting him in before the pre-season tour, because I'm sure there'll be a narrative around, we should have done it sooner. We should have got him in for the pre-season tour. We played 45 minutes twice. There's not much, he's probably had a better pre-season at Wolfsburg than he would have done if he'd come on the pre-season tour.
That's true. But he hasn't necessarily learnt the system. But I don't care about that.
I think what we've seen in those two games is encouraging, but I don't think any of them, for the last 3 years, they would have been playing, that negative brand of football that we've seen. And actually, we've seen a new, we've got Maddison and Bissouma that looks like a new signing in that midfield. Obviously, there's talk around Lo Celso, staying. We've got Adoji, we've got Van der Ven now in that defence. So kind of, Solomon up top. Perisic looks like he's going to stay on that left wing, which is far better than where he has been. So look, up and down the field, we've got players that are fresh or coming back into positions that are encouraging. So look, I think, and I've always said it, January is going to be the time. It's going to be a roller coaster until January, until we're fully on board. And obviously, I guess over the next 48 hours, maybe even less, we're going to get the answer on the Harry Kane situation. It looks like, or there's reports that it looks like that's done with 103 million or whatever it is total. But look, we'll just have to wait and see. I think the important thing is now is we're going for youth. We're not going with the experience. We're going with youth. We're going with players that are going to be for the future, but they're ready now, right? This is not a Jed Spence signing. This signing comes straight into our team and improves us,
He does come. He definitely comes in and improves. I still don't think that we have enough in the centre back line. I want to show you this. Well, actually, how much time have you got, mate?
Very, very not much. That was the worst in English ever.
Do you need to go?
I need to go, yeah.
All right, mate. No worries. I'll crack on. It's all good. Thanks for coming on, my man. I'll speak to you soon. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Cheers, mate. You know what, guys? If anyone wants to come on, I'm not going to be doing this stream for very long. Hang on. You know what? Cancel that. I've got a guy who's coming in to say hello. Hello, Adam. How you doing, mate?
Well, that was quick. I literally just pressed jump in the studio, and you're like, "Oh, hold on, I got a guy."
No. The thing is, I don't want to put it out to everyone because then suddenly you could have like 12 people come in and no one gets a ton, and it's too short of a stream. So I apologise for that. For that kind of semi thing. What are your thoughts, mate? How first and foremost, how are you? You well?
I am quite good. I'm looking forward to a night. It's a bank holiday weekend here in Ireland, so a nice 3-day weekend is lovely. So in good spirits, and even in better spirits now with the news that we got our guy, we got a guy, which is in fairness, like I see people moaning that we didn't get Tapsoba and we're like second choice FC, but it's like, first of all, the window is still open, and second of all, it was we got one of our two. Everyone's been crying out for both of those guys. We got one of them, so let's call it a win, please.
Yeah, I'll tell you what else will be another win, please. Can a little bit more of the people. There's 95 likes and 460 people watching right now, and there's only 100 likes. It's a terrible ratio, 23% by my calculations, and that should be we should be on at least 200 likes right now, guys. Everyone just take 10 seconds, 2 seconds, hit the like button. It's free to do. It helps push the channel out to more people, and hit the subscribe if you haven't already found us. We go live every day. We do walks every day. And we'll be live again this evening as well with some more updates where we can go through this in more detail. But because things are live, we've got to go through it. Adam, I want to ask you this, mate. For me, Van der Ven is... Hang about. Someone's called... Is that David Clark? Are you calling me negative? Only me, Mr. Negative? Or is that about someone else? I don't know. If that's about me, I don't think I'm negative in the slightest bit. But if it's about someone else, then I don't know. You might be right. You might be wrong.
Maybe it's me. It's talking about me?
Maybe it's about you.
I'm not so negative. I thought I was deludedly hopeful.
Yeah, maybe. Let me start with this. Do you think this is the end of our centre-back business that can come into the team immediately? Ashley Phillips, I think maybe is going to get done today as well, maybe tomorrow. His contract thing, the release clause is there. But do you think that this is the end? Like, put him aside, because I don't think he's ready necessarily. But is there someone else coming in?
I believe so. I definitely believe so. If we lose Harry Kane today, that money would definitely, be best spent on another centre back. I mean, you and I both have been singing from the same hymn sheet regarding getting in a number 6, but I think another centre back is actually more important than that. And especially as Højbjerg hasn't left yet, Basuma can play the 6, Sarr can play the 6. We have enough there to do a job, but I think the centre backs are still, as much as Micky and Romero would be a great starting, partnership. One injury and suddenly you're back to Eric Dyer as our understudy. So
that's the problem, isn't it? With depth. I was watching this James Lawrence Alcott. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Brilliant content creator. I think he's a brilliant personality. I'm sure he's got bundles of knowledge, and I'm sure he's got a great team around him. But the whole thing he puts on is absolutely spectacular. If you haven't checked him out, go and check him out. He was doing a squad valuation kind of league table based on like where the squad would fit, or where the squad will fit. Sorry, let's start again. Where the teams will finish in a table based purely on the strength of your squad. Yeah. And he was comparing it to transfer market valuations. And he was looking at teams like basically Tottenham, Newcastle, and Aston Villa, and saying that there's a toss up there. It could go either way. Injuries will dictate, because Newcastle have got a better first 11 than the rest, but have more depth. Tottenham have got, depending on what happens with Harry Kane, have got somewhere in between, and Aston Villa have probably got a bit more depth, even though I would argue against that. I think Tottenham have got a better first 11 now and a better squad depth than Aston Villa, personally, now that we've got Van der Ven through the door.
Yeah.
And I don't think that even changes if you lose Harry Kane. To me, I believe that there is still time to get another centre back in, but I think it entirely depends on the Harry Kane deal that is happening.
Exactly right.
As we speak,
Yep.
So the noise out today, Adam, it's going all over the place, but essentially that at midnight tonight, Bayern Munich is the deadline. Let me get some of these comments up. Sorry, his videos are amazing, Sean. I watched the Spurs one. Yeah, he's brilliant, mate. James Lawrence Alcott. I'm going to be watching more and more of him and trying to learn how to present and stuff better with his insights. But so Bayern Munich are apparently putting a 12 o'clock deadline on. On some reports, you've got you've got Daniel Levy saying or intimating, according to the reports, that he's furious, not only with Bayern Munich's general behavior, but also putting a deadline on now. Mm-hmm. But you've also got the reports out that are increasing in their sort of veracity, I guess, that 120 million euros, 100 million up front, plus, or 105 up front euros plus 15 in add-ons will be the number, which equates to, presuming that all of the add-ons are met, that you're going to get 103 million pound. First and foremost, a three-part question here, mate. First, do you believe it? Second, are you okay with that number? And then I'll come to the third part when we finish that bit, because it's more in detail about what do we do with the money and do we go and get centre backs. But start with, do you believe the rumours? Secondly, do you and are you okay with that number, or how do you square the circle of what is the correct valuation for Harry Kane?
Well, if I'm going to keep my integrity, but when last we were asked by yourself on this show, what would we be happy to let Harry go for? I said 85. I initially said 85,000 and was quickly corrected. 85 million was my number.
Pounds or euros, though? You were saying pounds, right?
Pounds, yeah. Absolutely. It must be pounds. So I mean, if I'm gonna stick to that, then getting 100 million plus roughly what they're saying is 20 million in add-ons. I mean, yeah, I'd snap their hand off for it right now. Just do it, because I don't I know that Dave was making the argument with you before about keeping Harry Kane around being better. I just think it's a completely ludicrous argument. It's, if he's not willing to commit his future now to the club, you got to sell him, especially when you're getting 120 million for him. You just have to, because otherwise he goes to Manchester United or someone next season, maybe it's not United, but maybe it's Chelsea, heartbreaking. He'll go somewhere next season that ultimately puts us in a position of having to face off against him in the Premier League. He's strengthening our enemies. And, he will definitely go there because he'll stay in the Premier League, so he gets his all-time goal-scoring record. So snap the bloody hand off now for 120 million. Let him go to the Bundesliga where he doesn't do us any damage whatsoever. And
does it depend on the... welcome, Soren. Welcome, Aaron. I'll come to you guys in a second. No. Aaron, before I... Actually, just quick one-word answer. Any news on your wife's situation?
Yeah, all good, bruv. He's out. It's all good. He's here.
Really? Oh, mate, congratulations, buddy.
Yeah. Cheers,
amazing.
Man. Thank you.
What are you doing on a stream?
He's they're out at the moment, so I've got time to jump on for a quick one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations, my man. Shout out a big congratulations to Aaron. He's become father for a second time, is it, Aaron?
Yeah. Thank you. Good
Wonderful. To see you as well. Sorry, mate. I'll come to you. I'll come to both of you in a second, guys. But let me finish the question to you. Is the price right? I know your initial price was £85 million, and it looks like this will be something like that, about £85 million, £90 million, and then with 10 to 15 in add-ons. I mean, like, the question mark for me is, what does Harry Kane need to prove in order to generate add-ons? How difficult are the add-ons? Surely Bayern Munich are guaranteed to win the Premier League anyway, right? The Bundesliga. They're probably going to win the cup. So if the add-ons require him to win the Champions League, I think that's a stretch, regardless of with Harry Kane there or not. And I think that for me, my acceptance or tolerance of this structure depend on how much is up front, what is the payment terms, which we'll never know, by the way, and also how difficult are the add-ons to be achieved. But generally speaking, 105 million, 103 million pound, I personally think is all right, but I still think there's precedents that are out there that I'm like, if he's worth this, then Harry Kane is worth a lot more. Mason Mount, 70 million quid. Like, he was in his last year of his contract. Look at Eden Hazard a few years ago, 3 years ago. He was a year younger than Kane. He went to Real Madrid for 120 million pound. Same time, same year on his contract. You look at Declan Rice and Caicedo. Is Declan Rice going to have as much impact for Arsenal as Harry Kane will have for Bayern Munich?
He'll have more.
I don't think so.
He'll have more. He'll have.
I think
more.
Harry Kane will have a lot more, right? So sorry, I'm rambling, Adam. Sorry, mate. Go on.
No. I'm saying the opposite, Sean. I'm saying Declan Rice will have a lot more impact than Harry Kane, and the reason being is because he'll do it over a longer period of time. He's a much younger guy. Harry Kane has only got a few amazing years left in him. Then he'll have a few good years, and then he's done. Declan Rice is still way younger than people seem to kind of to remember.
Yeah, so but the value of a transfer in a fee is always amortized over the first contract. And Declan Rice's contract is going to be the same length as Harry Kane's. So I'm not sure if you can make that argument about age being a factor.
Fair. But I just, like, he's Harry being in the last year of his contract. Also, like, you can't make the argument for age because Harry, as much as we know Harry is a great all-round player, if let's say the contract for both is 5 years, then over that 5 years, Declan Rice's standard is going to probably maintain or grow slightly. Harry Kane, every year from now on out, is going to get worse. Even if it's only slightly, he's going to get worse. And probably by the time he's 32, you'll see a reasonable dip. Now, he'll make up for it in other ways. He'll start playing more centrally, and he'll still be able to bang the goals in until he's 70. But it's just, you're definitely going to see you're seeing a player on the downturn. And with Declan Rice, I don't think he's hit his ceiling yet. So you take that into account, as well as the fact that Harry's on his final year. I don't think that there's to a degree we know we're over a barrel where Harry Kane is concerned, because we do not want Bayern know that we don't want him to go to another Premier League team. Do you know what I mean? There's all sorts of things entering into the game that create the, like, when you say £105,000, I'm like, yes, please, just do it. It's definitely
£1 billion.
It's so much more important that we do that than we get proud about his pricing, and then he stays with us for one more season, and then we're building a team around him. We lose him, he goes to a Premier League team. It makes no odds. It makes no sense. Sorry, it makes no sense.
100%. Yeah, it's a good point, mate. Yeah, you don't miss it for a biscuit. I'm supportive of the transfer generally. Let me just, before I'll come to Soren first, but before I do quick super chat. Brandon Troller, mate, good to see you, my man. I want your number, Brandon. I remember watching you on We Are Tottenham TV. You were always a good value on those fan shows, mate. If you want to come on, let me know, but reach out to me somehow on Twitter or something. It'd be good to see you. But thank you very much for the super chat. Sign Balotelli, sell Richarlison equals domestic treble.
Balotelli was my hero. He used to be my hero, Balotelli.
Is this a new 17-year-old Balotelli that I haven't heard of? Or is this the why always meet Balotelli? Appreciate you, Brandon. And Sam Williams has become a new channel member. And I did also see a message from you saying you're happy to support the channel. Who needs monetization? Well, look, monetization is an issue for my channel. I don't know why, but every time we go live, we get limited ads immediately. But I do really appreciate you, mate. I don't know if you're a puppy or a pony, but very much appreciate the support. And like I say, happy to get you onto the fan shows when they start and meet you face-to-face virtually. Really appreciate it. Soren, mate, come to you, man. 2 ways to go. But let's stick to the Harry Kane stuff for now. If you want to drag in Van der Ven, I guess this is the argument that the question was initially to Adam is, first of all, are you happy for him to go? Do you believe it's going to happen tonight? Are you okay with the price? But ultimately, does that money allow us to then maybe go and do other things? And I've got a load of tweets that I want to bring up after we've done this round robin around what that might mean with regards to gift or ban and stuff. But Soren, starting with you, mate, how do you feel about the Harry Kane story?
Yeah, first of all, congrats to Aaron. And
Cheers, man.
it was nice coming up, mate. Yeah, look, I think as Tottenham fans, we're all getting a bit sick of the Harry Kane thing. Look, I'd love for him to stay. I'd love for him to sign an extension, finish his career at Tottenham, but it's inevitable. It seems he's going to go. So you get the best deal that we can. If this is the best deal we're going to get, then you've got to take it now and just get it over and done with. And then let's move on and hopefully another centre-back. Whether it'll be Tapsoba, it seems less likely now. But yeah, it's got to get finished soon. If he's not going to sign an extension, I mean, I was all for letting him stay and hopefully one more season. And if he goes on a free, he goes on a free. But I'm just fed up of it. I just want to get on with things because it's stopping us as fans from kind of getting behind Postecoglou and seeing where he's going to go as well. It's taking all the shine off anything that's going to happen. So yeah, take the money, get it. I mean, if we don't spend it, then there's got to be questions and answers. But as long as the money goes,
let me before you sorry to interject. Before you go on about how we spend it, I'd like to ask you a different question. Actually, we'll come back to how we spend it on the next round robin. But if they come in, if it's true what Bayern Munich have said or intimated that it's now or never, tonight's the deadline. Daniel Levy, knowing as we do what we know about Daniel Levy, he might not be okay with being told, it's now or never, especially after the way that Bayern Munich's side have handled the whole press, story. If Daniel Levy calls their bluff and rejects tonight's bid, if there is one coming, there is 105 plus 15 euros. And then Bayern Munich, with the intention of him trying to eke an extra 10 million out, and then Bayern Munich say, you know what, nah. Then is that on Daniel Levy? How would you feel about Daniel Levy for missing it over a few million here and there?
I mean, personally, I would back Levy. The way Bayern Munich have conducted themselves over this, I think it's disgusting. If Daniel Levy turns around and says, no, sod you're not putting me in a corner and telling me what you're going to take, then I can't shout at him. The only thing that you'll look back on next year, if he goes to free and he goes to Chelsea or Man United, we'll look back at this and think maybe we should have taken the money. But that's hindsight, isn't it? We can all do that. I mean, how many people come on these channels and tell us about hindsight and how they were they knew this and they knew that. But if it's true, it's up to Daniel Levy, isn't it? To me, we take the money. We take the money now. I mean, the only thing I would say is, there's all these rumours about a big bid maybe coming in from elsewhere, maybe we take that chance and see if that big bid does come in and see how desperate Kane is to leave. But take the money, invest in the squad, get the right players that Ange wants, get that another centre back. I mean, the thing is, we're all talking about another left back as well. I know you didn't want to go here just yet, but we've kind of got a left back if we get Van der Ven. So if we get another centre, centre defender, then we've got a damn good squad. Then the only thing that's left to do is get rid of the deadwood.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you can make the argument even with Alejo Villas that's arrived today, which is wonderful news. I haven't even mentioned that on the live stream, but I'm really excited about this kid. He's got a lot of work to do. He's a powerhouse of a player, but the rest of his game, apart from his aerial threats and his goal conversions, is a little bit underwhelming at the moment. But you look where Harry Kane was when he was 19. I think he was playing at Leyton Orient. So, let's keep focused, I guess, on that.
One thing I will quickly say, Sean, somebody put up a comment about not wanting a player that don't want to, that ain't committed to us. I think if we kept him, he's a professional. He'll show commitment to us. I don't think there's any doubt that he won't do a job for us next season. I don't think Harry Kane's like that. I honestly don't. So whichever way, I mean, you'd like to think that, if we offered him a 1-year extension and put in a release clause or something like that, that he can go next year if he's not happy. But, whether anybody's going to come into him next year, that's the problem. But take the money, invest in the team. Let's move on.
I'm with you on that one. Aaron, before I'm going to come to you in a second, welcome, Jacob. Hope you're well, mate. Guys, listen, I've just come up with an idea, right? We're on 13,336 subscribers right now. If we can get to 13,400 subscribers between the end of this show and the end of the show tonight, then I will give away a brand new Tottenham shirt that I've got in my back room, and it's the home kit. I think it's probably like a men's large. So I'm going to take on the Sava model. I'm going to start giving away giveaways and things. But if you haven't subscribed already, help the channel out, get us up that number, help us to breach that gap, and then we come back on at 9 o'clock or 8:30 tonight. We'll continue the mission, and if we can get to 13.4, then we will give away the dry roasted peanut wants my hat. I will give away. I'm going to go and buy 10 of these bad boys. I'm going to give these away as well because everyone hates the hat. So I'm going to give it away. Aaron, mate. First of all, like I say, mate, congratulations, mate. Massive debut. Massive. When did it happen? Yesterday or today? Or?
No. Wednesday. Was it?
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
I asked you to let me know. You never let me know, man. I'm sure.
Did I not? Oh, sorry. It's been a mad one.
To worry about than letting me know.
It's been mad though, mate. It's been mad. Newborns, sleep patterns. It's crazy.
I can imagine, mate. Congratulations, bro.
First one.
Let's take your mind off it for a second. Give me the scoop on your Harry Kane strategy. What do we do with the money if we get it?
It's a difficult one because Levy has put himself on a corner because I think it was about 2 years ago, Harry Kane came out and said he will stay at Spurs if the club show ambition. So if they sell him, is that not showing ambition? Does that mean that Levy's not willing to show ambition if they sell him? But then if they don't sell it, he can go for free. So maybe we should have done this 2 years ago. I don't know.
2 years ago?
2 years. Well, yeah.
We'd be relegated right now if he wasn't in the team last year.
No, we would have finished, what was it, 16th? We'd have been safe.
No, because that argument about you lose those goals, you don't replace them is nonsense. I think we're going to find out this year. We're going to find out this season, right?
We'll find out.
If you lose those 30 goals,
how
do you replace them? And I think there's ways to replace it personally.
That argument is a bit weird. That argument is a bit weird because that means we would have been playing with 10 men the whole season. Like if there was no Kane, it'd have been 10 men. But if I'm Levy, I take the money and feel embarrassed because of the way how Bayern Munich have done it, with the Kane shirts, and you'd have to take the money and just feel really embarrassed about it. Thank you for your money and then block and delete type deal. Because if they've done it,
when you're breaking up, when you go out for dinner with a girl and you let her pay, but it's a break up dinner, but she pays.
you know them ones, block and delete, delete, block on Facebook, Instagram, no more contact.
Yeah, but don't forget, I always forget about FaceTime. They can still find a way because who knows who wants to block on FaceTime?
I don't know. I would take the money, and at least then we'd have the media off our back because it's always the media is always on Spurs and the Spurs player. So I would take the money. I don't know how I would spend it though because there is no obviously Kane replacement.
Do we need a
Kane replacement? Fab tweeted, by the way, Sean. He just tweeted.
Has he?
That Van de Veen's going to fly to London on Saturday in order to complete the move. So tomorrow he'll be in London tomorrow.
Can I just throw something in here though, Sean? We talk about replacing Kane. If we actually shore up our defence and don't concede half as many goals next season as what we did this season, we don't kind of need to score as many goals neither.
No, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Um,
but do we... Oh, what's going on there? Do we spend that money? Jacob, I'll come to you, mate. Oh, that's Aaron. Sorry, man. I don't know if you finished. Have you finished?
I would take the money. I wouldn't know how. I wouldn't say now to spend it, but that's a difficult one because if you it'd just be shoring up the defense, I guess. And then when everyone likes to tweet the big January incoming, it'd just be one of those. Get another decent defender in, and then that's what I would say. What does that say? Tottenham
believe a deal can be done for
Gift Orban. Is that who it was?
I looked a bit blurry there. I figured I'd read it out.
Yeah.
Tottenham believe a deal can be reached for Gift Orban of around.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
How much is he worth?
20 million.
How much is 20 million?
So we're going for a second striker regardless.
But listen, Gift Orban for what it's worth. Like everyone is suddenly all over this guy. I'm going to let Jake. I'll wait for Jake because I know Jacob's got a little thought process. Aaron, finish your point, mate, and then I'll let Jacob round.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I say. Yeah, no, I'll take the money and I'd go and get another big defender, and then January, the big January. That's what I'd say. Also, is that a Dragon Ball? Is the bird on top of a Dragon Ball? It looks like it's on top of a Dragon Ball and that.
What are you pointing at?
Oh, this one.
It looks like
Johnson City Spurs out there in Pennsylvania in America. They sent me that. Got the Limerick Spurs flag up now too. So got
a Dragon Ball. But
it is.
Go ahead. What a Dragon Ball is. But...
So, it's a show, Dragon Ball Z. But what was the question? You got me distracted with that Dragon Ball talk.
The question is, Jacob, and welcome to the show, mate. I hope you're okay.
Good morning, everybody.
Is it morning? Still morning for you?
I woke up and it was here we go. So it was a great time. Had to give my wife the missus,
What is the best way to go forward? Ideally, obviously. Are you happy with the deal? Do you want it to happen? Is the price too low? Is it okay? Whatever. Go where you want with that. And then when it comes to what do we do with the money? Because I personally don't think you're going to be able to go and get a tap sober unless you've got Kane money. I personally don't even know if you'll go and get a Tosin unless you've got more money coming in from the Harry Kane sale. And I certainly don't think you'll be able to go and get a Gift Orban or anything like that. And considering you've got Brian Hill on the injury list now as well, like there's so many moving parts here. So go where you want with it. Basically.
Yeah. Real quick before I delve too much into it, what was the final figure? 120 euros?
It's not even a final figure. It's just being touted that it's 105 million euros, which is about 89 million pound or something like that, and then enough. 15 million in add-ons. And we don't know what the add-ons are going to look like, but 120 million euros in total. That looks about 100 million pound.
Yeah, you got to take that. Then that's what I've been saying since the very beginning of the saga. Was if you come in with over 100 mil pounds, then you have to take that deal because 1 year left in the contract. They're at least valuing him close or in and around where we value him at. And again, this is something I've talked to you, Sean, that you really got to weigh how much is his contribution this next 12 months, how much is his contribution really worth to us? I think it's worth a little bit less than 100 million pounds. So I'm definitely taking that deal 100%, especially the guy, he kind of wants to be there. So why not let him do what he wants to do? We get some money out of it. Yeah. So, I just, with the money, Sean, you would know better. So let me ask you. You said you don't know that we could get Tapsoba and Gift Orban without this Harry Kane money. Didn't we have money before this Harry Kane deal?
Well, yeah, but we've already. I mean, look, I honestly, man, like no one knows what the transfer budget is. You can look at the accounts and see how much cash is in the bank and the debt ratios and the player trading liabilities and those sorts of things, but you can't know what the intentions of the club are. You know, it's like
Correct.
just
Yeah.
because you've got 100 grand in the 100 million in the bank doesn't mean that that's all for X or Y. So
Yeah.
no one really knows what the budget was, and I think that, you know, we've already spent, what have we spent, 20 give or take on Vicario, 35, 40 give or take on Madison,
35 on Kulu.
25 on Kulu, 40 on Porro. I know all those things people count as yesteryear deals, but
well, for me, what I would do with the money, let's say if we're getting 120 euros, 100 million pounds, I'm for sure locking up Tapsoba. What was the price difference that they don't want to sell them, and it makes
well,
sense why they don't want to sell them.
It's a new precedent being set. If we have literally dealt at 50 million euros, give or take, with the add-ons, so 35 million pound plus whatever it is coming up, 10 million in add-ons, Leverkusen would be stupid to look at and go, if you've just paid 50 million for VDV, then that immediately makes Tapsoba, who's got far more experience, 70 million euros, right?
I mean, I remember when I first mentioned Tapsoba, I think it was on your show, Sean, one of your first live streams back, I mentioned Tapsoba, and someone was like, oh, you're not getting him for less than 80 million euros. And that makes sense. But at the same time, I think either if it's not Tapsoba, you got to go out there and splash the cash on another center back. Mickey Van de Veen is great. I love it. I woke up this morning with a stiffy because of the news, but don't get it twisted. It's not enough. It's not enough to get us to where we're trying to go. So for me, I'm still getting a center back, bring in Gift Orban. I would love an Ivan Toney as well. He can come join us in January. And we could just ride Gift Orban and Richarlison until Ivan Toney arrives. I think that would work fine. Brian Hill getting injured really doesn't mean anything to me because, again, he hasn't done anything for me ever. I'm sure Sevilla fans like him. I think Solomon is the player that everyone wants Brian Hill to be, so I'm actually really excited with that little bit of business. So I'm not concerned about Brian Hill getting injured, but, you know, to have we're going to have Alejo Velez, whether he comes in and plays for the academy or if he's going to be a bench rider, it remains to be seen. I'm excited about that bit of business. Looking at Velez's heat map, he also looks like he kind of plays all over the front, a lot of concentrated area in the penalty box, but he's all over the left, all over the right, all over the middle. So I like to think that this guy could come in and push Kulusevski even for that position. Solomon, Velez behind Kulusevski saying, look, you're not playing good, 50 minutes, you're out of here. And then we got someone else who can come in, and Solomon's proven he can score off the bench in the Premier League. So I
really like Solomon, mate. I think I underestimated him. What I've seen, not that I don't care about the quality of the opposition, but what I've seen from his willingness to be able to be used on the right and the left, and to be able to go both. I wrongly accused him of being a one-trick pony, because all I ever saw from him in the highlight reels was doing the same thing every time. That sunny step on the right-hand side, pip it in. But he's got a really low center of gravity, and he can go both ways. He's got really quick first step. I think he reminds me of Iron Robben when he first popped in at Chelsea. Like that level, Iron Robben. Iron Robben later on, when he was at Munich, became a little bit like not slower, but just a little bit more, just a different player. But the first version of Iron Robben, Solomon looks a hell of a lot like that low whipper.
For any Americans out there, he reminds me of Landon Donovan. The way the ball's at his feet, that low center of gravity kind of weaves through players. I like that. I like the prowess on the ball. We've been kind of asking for that, because when people critique Sonny, they say, well, he's not really good at taking his man on with the ball at his feet. He kind of has to run in behind and then receive the ball. And I understand that, but, you know, I like someone who's comfortable with the ball at their feet, something like what Sarr's shown us. Not that he's a completed product, but in the 90 minutes of preseason ball that I've seen Sarr, he's very much got the license to go forward. So I think that the more that we have ball-carrying players and people confident with the ball at their feet, like a Solomon, like a Sarr, I think that's only good things for the future.
I mean, the thing
Landon
is,
Donovan, the Midwest Messi.
Yeah, you know Ken. Come on, Landon Donovan.
if you look
Big up,
at
Ken.
the players we do seem to be signing, though, they're all these little nitty-gritty players that are running around all over the place, which, when you think about it, Harry Kane's not that type of player. You know, maybe this is a blessing in disguise that where people are saying Kane doesn't fit Ange's system, that it's not going to be as big a blow to Ange as what, you know, it is to us fans.
100%, mate. 100%. Listen, guys, we are at 13,341. So the initial call for a shirt giveaway this evening hasn't hit the ground running. We only had 5 or 6 subscribers. If there's any subscribers out there that are watching that haven't subscribed, just smash the subscribe button. It's free to do, first and foremost. And when the second thing happens, when the second stream happens, I'll be putting on a giveaway tool where everyone can enter and can participate. And there'll be it's a perfectly good, it's brand new. It has fallen off the back of an Asian truck on the way from the Nike factory.
DHK.
Yeah, it's not the HK. It's legit. It's legit. It's just got an Asian sizing on the label, but it's an absolute perfect shirt. And I'll be sending it to wherever in the world it needs to go to. If we get to 13,400 subbies by the end of the night, and we've got a lot of content to get through, both now and obviously later on. Let me ask you this, guys. With regards, let's pivot for a second. I want to talk about Gift Orban, and I've got one more question after that about Veliz and whether or not this means that Lo Celso might be staying and all these sorts of things. But if we do sign Harry Kane, rumors are, as Adam pointed out, 20 million quid for Gift Orban, that the guy has smashed it up wherever he's gone with essentially a 0.92, 0.93 goals per game ratio. Against he was 22 goals in 25 games last season. For I think it's called Gaybach or I forget the name of the team in Norway. He did the similar sort of thing. I've looked into this guy extensively. Powerhouse of a player, really strong runner with the ball, got a great finish. I think he had this ridiculous XG to G ratio where it was like he should have only scored 10 goals, but he actually scored 22 or 23. I think that in no small part was a little bit influenced by the fact that the Norwegian level of goalkeeping is pretty poor. However, really interesting player that can play in the middle, can play on the 9, can play on the left or the right. A little bit like Mohamed Kudus almost. Anyone got any thoughts on him? Would you be happy if Tottenham were to go and take the 80 million, go and do some work at the centre-back spot, and then take 20 of it and put it toward 30 of it, whatever it's going to cost?
Absolutely.
Who's he similar to? Who is he similar to right now in the Premier League?
Honest to God, he reminds me when I look at him a little bit of Steven Bergwijn, but not Steven Bergwijn, the version that we saw of him, but Steven Bergwijn, the version that came before. Right, like
kind of reminds me of Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah,
a little bit. When he
like
plays at that strike, he's not the biggest, but he's quick.
Every chance he gets.
So he's a killer. He's a killer in front of goal.
Yeah. I've kept up with him for about 8 months now. I remember when I first saw him, I was watching some Conference League game, and I think he had 1 goal that match, and he really just stood off the page, and I was like, okay, who's this kid? And then, I followed him on SofaScore app. Sean, I don't know if you have it on your phone, but if you can follow players, and it'll send you updates when they play, when they get subbed out, score, yellow cards, etc. So I was watching him, and I like to do that with smaller clubs. I'm like, okay, let me pick a player, and I'll follow them and see if they do anything. And I did that, and literally the next time it shows that he played, hat trick. The next time he played, another goal. The next time he played, another. I was just like, damn, this guy can't stop scoring. I don't know what the deal is. Then he went to the Conference League and broke the record there for the fastest hat trick in a European competition. I mean, the kid's got oodles of talent. He's going somewhere. What scares me is he originally came out and spoke already around January because that's when I believe Liverpool and another couple big clubs started sending scouts to watch him because he was really starting to pull some attention. And then he came out and said, I want to play for Liverpool, United, or City. And I don't really like Arsenal because they don't challenge for the title. And when he said that, they don't challenge for the title and they don't have ambition to win. And then I really said, okay, I remember texting Michael, the other half of the channel I run, and I said, remember this guy I was telling you about? Yeah, he's definitely not coming to us because look at what he said about Arsenal. And then he's like, yeah, it sounds like he's talking about us. And so it's just kind of like
I've heard reports that he wants to come to Tottenham.
That's random.
If he does, snap it up.
Put aside the potential previous comments. Maybe he was having a bad moment. Maybe his ego's a little bit ahead of himself, right? But
what we need,
Tottenham seem to be a little bit. I don't know if this is a fair comment, but a little bit moving back to the Tottenham of old, where we're taking some punts on some younger players, like we did with Modric, like we did with Bale, like we did with Dembele, like we did with loads of these players that were coming up. And the best versions of Tottenham, footballing wise, in my opinion, and the team that kind of the process that began, that got us to the part where we were competing and we had the audacity as fans to dream of winning titles or to dream of Champions Leagues, that started with some audacious bidding for players that were young, that were hungry, that had proven it at lower leagues and lesser levels.
Mm-hmm.
And then we didn't get them all right, but we got some of them right. And those that did get right, yeah, okay, they all moved on eventually and went on to bigger and better things. But like, are we getting back to that? When you look at these, like this guy Liz, you look at like maybe Ashley Phillips is a big deal. Maybe like Udoji, this guy Orban. Like, are we starting to kind of first and foremost lower the average age? Secondly, move on some of these older heads that have been good servants but haven't delivered anything, and that's what you can ultimately say for Harry Kane, right? At the end of the day, he's been a fantastic servant for the club, but we haven't won anything in his tenure. Are we getting back to like the old version of Tottenham that we loved from 10, 15 years ago? Adam, I'll start with you on that one.
I think that when you say getting back to it, like what kind of timeline are we talking about? I think that there's some of the guys that we're getting in.
The Harry Redknapp era, the Martin Jol era, the start of when this, like the start of the progression.
But what I'm talking about is timeline for the future. How soon are we going to end up being what you're talking about? Because
this year, next year, the year after, right? Then over the next 90, over the next not say 90 days, the next 2 or 3 years, we've got the under 17s and the under 18s Premier League champions coming through the youth. Like Dave, Irish Hotspur Dave, and Johnny from Twitter were on my show yesterday, and they both were talking about this phrase. We've got our own class of 92 emerging. And it sent shivers down my spine. I was like, I never thought about that, but that's actually true.
No, absolutely. I think, but if you're talking 3 to 5 years, I think you're talking 3 to 5 years when you've got, so you're bringing in some really amazing talent in Belize and in Phillips to add to some incredible players that we already have in the under 17s, under 19s. So I've been dying to see Alfie Devine get some more first team minutes. Dave Scarlett, we know, is meant to be an absolute legend in the making. Harry Kane in the making, even. So I think it's pleasant to dream about what could be in the next 3 to 5 years. Absolutely, but I really am more concerned with what we're doing in the immediacy, because especially when, and I know we don't need to go into this conversation, but especially when as football players, as football fans, we're being asked to spend the money that we're spending to go see matches. Like I just said, I gave up my membership this year because I was like, I don't see Levy doing the things that I want him to do to justify paying for a membership, and so I'm not going to be going to any games this season. And I think that I'd like to see
change your mind, bro.
No, I can't.
I'll buy you, mate. You're a good servant on the channel, mate. I'll buy you a membership. All right, I'm not going to buy you tickets, but I'll buy you a membership.
The ticket's too far.
I can afford the membership.
With those ticket prices, Aaron, no chance, bro. You can pay the ticket price.
I can afford the membership. I was just unwilling to actually give my money to Lee. He wasn't doing what I wanted him to do. As far as the transfers were concerned, I might change my mind if we sell Kane and we bring in Taxova.
You got all these young players coming in. Like this year is not about success. This year is about build, right? This is about build.
I don't think that's true. I think we could win a cup this season if we made the right moves. We could win a cup this season.
Yeah, but you have to beat a Man City. To do that, you'd have to beat Man City.
We have to beat Man City once.
Or beat
an Arsenal or Man United.
Yeah. We only have to do it once. And we were an incredible cup team, and we can be that again overnight with the appropriate spending. But I want to see that this season. So that's where my head is at. So yes, as much as I agree, Sean, I love the idea of us having our own, the class of 92. Absolutely, 100%. I'm all in on that. And the fact that there are moves being made to put us in that direction with Phillips, with Belize, I think that absolutely, it's something to look forward to. But I'm definitely still thinking like right now, Levy better start making some bloody moves, man. Like he better start making some moves to kind of get us.
Here we go. It's here we go today.
It's a here
Celebration
we
time.
go. It's a here we
We
Friday.
got a here we go today. A here we go
We're gonna
yesterday.
I think we're gonna
Almost
get 3
here.
over the next 3 or 4 days. We're gonna get Ashley Phillips. That could
Here we
happen.
go.
That'll happen over the weekend.
Here
I
we
think
go.
I think you're also gonna get Harry Kane, unfortunately, and then I think next week is gonna be a monster week as well. Like I hate the fact that Tottenham have this process of like we go away, we start business, and then we go away on tour for 2-3 weeks. And it's the second year in a row now where no business has been done. So you just know as a content creator, that's it. Nothing to talk about for 3 weeks whilst they're flying off and on a jolly around Antarctica.
What do you mean? We did a great body language breakdown, Sean, on my channel. Don't you remember when we were waiting for some news? We're like, look at these guys' body language, and we were judging them based on how they were smiling or not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Soren, are you excited about this? I genuinely feel like this year is a rebuild year, a build year, a progress year. See what you want to see. Be excited about, like, obviously, if we finish 15th, it's a disaster. But if we finish 8th and we have a couple of good runs in the cup, 7th, 8th, 6th, something around there, but we're seeing Ange ball, and we have some monster games where we have some wonderful performances and beat a couple of top 4, top 5 teams. Yes, we're going to get smashed a few times, but then you see Alfie Devine get some minutes. You see the boy Valiz, if he gets to stay here, you see him get 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. You see Udoji emerge. You see Van de Ven step up. And these 21, 20-year-old, 19-year-olds, if you start to see this thing building, is that not enough for us for one season settle with?
I said 2 years ago when I started coming on your stream and Savas that we were at the point where a big rebuild had to start. We brought Conte in, and it was kind of a let's win now type thing. Now we finally got Ange Postecoglou. We're suddenly getting all these young players. And if you look at, our squad, 21, 22, 23-year-olds, 24, 25, 26-year-olds, these players are hungry. They want to do something. Now, I'm not expecting world beaters this season, but we've given Postecoglou a 4-year contract, which tells us that we're looking at that rebuild. We're looking at doing something, maybe not this year, maybe next year, probably the year after. We've got the 17 and 18-year-olds that have just won their cups and that. So we've got them players coming up. Everything's aimed at hopefully doing something over the next few years. Am I excited? Damn yeah.
That's it, mate. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not be, all these people that are going on about, we aren't paying this, just pay the money, just do this, just do that. How can you not be excited about what could be coming with all these young players coming in? As long as we get another centre back and somebody, and we get rid of some of the deadwood, how can you not be excited about what might happen over the next few years? If you're not excited, then you're not a football fan. That's the only way I look at it, because it's like that carrot, isn't it? It's been dangled in front of us now. If these players come together, and we've got a manager in now that is somebody that's going to put their a bit like bloody hell managers, Redknapp and people like that, where they put their arms around these players and say, "You can do this." These are young kids that's what they need now. We don't need that type of manager that says, "Oh yeah, it's all the players' fault, so they're not good enough." Blah blah blah. We've got a manager. He's going to get his arms around these young players and say, "You can do this." Next year or the year after, we've got at least one cup coming in. Top 4.
Quality.
What's not to be excited about? Tottenham are the best team in the world yet again.
I'm excited about it. I really am.
It's got to be.
A little bit of news coming out there. So I think who said that? Morgan Tradman. I think I just saw that on Twitter as well. Fulham have reportedly contacted us regarding Sanchez. Money off for Tosin or Polinia. Listen, forget Polinia. He's got a shoulder surgery. He's not going anywhere now, I don't think. I'd be very surprised if he transferred away. Heartbreaking for him, but and for Fulham potentially, because they were looking for 60, 70 million for him. But would you, Aaron, swap Tosin for Tosin for,
Sanchez,
I don't know, 10 million, 15 million plus Davinson Sanchez. Would you do that?
110%, 110%.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
taking that.
Absolutely.
that.
All day, every day.
You know, everyone's getting excited. You know, we're Spurs, so I want to get excited. But how many years contract did Nuno get?
4.
What was his contract? 4.
Two?
4 years, yeah.
Was it 4? It was 4, yeah. So Ange is 4 as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So as the box office would say, yeah, Mr. Box Office.
Oh,
Stop,
Yeah.
please stop. Please.
No.
no.
Now, what I'm saying is,
Don't say
what I'm
it 3
saying is,
times.
I will get excited once I see Levy not pull the trigger when we take a few hide-ins, because this could all be gone by Christmas.
But Aaron, I keep hearing this from Alex. It all depends on why we're losing. If we're losing because it's just not working and he cannot, and he's lost the dressing room or whatever, you've got to get rid. If we're losing because they're just not gelled yet and we still need a bit more time, then yeah, you've got to back him. So you can't keep coming out and I don't mean you here, but you can't.
Yeah, but I know you mean.
Saying that the board's got to back him if we're losing all these games. If we're down at the bottom and we haven't won a game for 10 games and it's just not working, you've got to fight. You've got to get rid.
No, dig your heels in, buddy. That's when you dig your heels in and really push your back up against that wall.
That's what I'm saying. So I will get excited because I've seen this many, many times. As everyone here has, yeah? We're all Spurs fans. We've seen it all. When it all looks like it's all too good to be true, young players coming through, here we goes every 2 seconds. Where's the Spurs moment? Where's the Spursy moment? I'm waiting for it. Where is it?
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Don't worry about that, mate. There's a Spursy moment coming in the next 9 days for sure.
I think we're living it. We've been living the Spursy moment.
No, it's not a Spursy moment. It's a Spursy life. You know,
he's just normal. When we get to here, he goes, we're living a normal life, and it goes back to the Spurs life. But
we'll probably find out that Romano's account's been hacked, and we haven't actually signed any of them.
Yeah, you know, it'll be Harry Kane will break his leg in training or something like that, and that'll be it. That'll be it. Done.
I'm gonna act like you didn't say that. You didn't jinx us. I'm not superstitious. Don't worry.
Oh, you're not. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I am. I'm super superstitious.
I can believe.
Fax machine breaks.
A lot of Americans are. You lot.
The fax machine breaks at 11:59 tonight, and we can't tell Bayern.
Yeah, you can't get used. Oh, but I am excited for the youngsters, but I'm just waiting for the seatbelt moment because it seems all too good to be true right now, and I'm excited for it. But I just know Mason could be in charge by January.
Yeah.
Keep going, boys. I'm back in 2 seconds.
Cool.
I honestly don't think that's going to happen. I mean, we keep hearing, Mason's only kept there to be, no, I don't think it's going to happen. I think we are going to.
I do not like that, Mason.
The first 5 or 6 games, we'll probably win 2, draw 1 or 2, and lose 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those where we know this season is not going to be world beating. The only thing that we can hope for this season is that we see something to hold on to for going forward.
It's not the only thing. We could definitely potentially get a cup if we were to actually put the finances where they needed to go. We get another centre back in, then we're not only solid in terms of having a decent centre back pairing, but then you have someone not coming off the bench. Then should we have an injury? And then again, if we lose Harry Kane, we bringing in an Orban would be incredible to solidify that front line. And then, as we keep pointing out, Sean and I, and number 6 would be incredible. And then there is a cup in our sights then, and so I think that we should as Spurs fans be setting our sights higher and then putting the pressure on the team, putting the pressure on the club to live up to that potentiality.
I agree, Adam. I just fear that even if we get there, and I know how Ange feels. Ange values every competition. He wants to win every single match. The goofy ass reporter's like, "Oh, results don't matter. What do you think about that?" And he's like, Oh, results always matter, you bloody
Better, mate.
yeah. And so I loved his response to that. So to me, that says he's going to take cup competition seriously. But I worry about the board if they're going to be like, hey, we've dropped 3 Premier League matches in a row. We need to not play our starters line, kind of what they did with the Jose Mourinho. The emotional damage, right, it still lingers. So I hope you're right, Adam. I'm remaining hopeful that we can achieve something. Not a top 4. I don't want to talk about top nothing. Top 6, if we get the right people in, that's where I'm landing. But the cup competition it'll be interesting to see, because in the past, we all know what's happened in the past. But are we going to do something different? Are we going to act brand new is what I want to know.
Yeah, it's a difficult one as well, though, because like you said, Adam, with the cups and stuff, Ange has to change the mentality, because a lot of players, we come across some weak championship team and they will stand there and we lose the game. Like, it's not like our teams are too weak to win the games. Like, we've had like Harry Kane and these boys starting these games.
We've also had absolute like empty spaces like Harry Winks and Eric Dyer.
Of course. No, of course, but they're better than some of the teams we've come up against and lost. So he just has to change the mentality.
No, they're not even footballers. No, they're not.
Well, he's 10 years deep, Eric Dyer, bro. Like,
I don't give it.
I mean?
I don't care how long he's been playing. He is Eric Dyer is I guarantee you that he's a secret NLP expert. Like, he's definitely got some mojo on a bunch of people, where he's like, I've always said that he uses the fact that he's multilingual to his advantage. He butters up every single manager that comes in. He's I speak Portuguese. I speak Italian.
Oh, do you need me to speak to the guys in the locker room you can't communicate with? Don't worry. I'm your guy.
I'm your guy.
The club needs to hire a translator.
He is by nowhere near as bad as people make. He had a bad season, but he's not this absolute.
No, he's awful.
No, he's awful. He's awful.
Have you seen?
He's awful, Sean. He is a shambles.
You were talking earlier. You were talking earlier about the difference between if Micky van der Ven comes in, is he going to actually save us from conceding as many goals, like 15 goals less? Yes, not just because Micky van der Ven is a good football player, but because Eric Dyer and Hugo Lloris together single-handedly were responsible for probably 30% of those goals, just 40. Between the two of them.
There's a video, Sean.
Hang on a second.
All right, go.
Let me retake control. I don't want to have to bring out the order video. Let me bring out the order video. First and foremost, I've got 2 things to say. One is there's 660 of you in the house, which is still awesome. Amazing to see it. The likes need to get higher. Now, my man Drew Zilla in the house, member of the channel, he's been an absolute monster on the mods today. He's not even a mod, but he's handling the likes request. We're at 376 likes. It can be higher. I know it can be higher, and I need this because I've been demonetized for months.
435 likes.
So I need to put however many I've got. It needs to be better, right? So get it up, guys. Get it up. If you haven't hit it. Second of all, hit the subscribe button. We are at, I don't know what we're at. No, I can get it up in a second. That's what she said.
Dyer is an NPC. I love it.
Can I just ask, Sean, can I just ask, are they saying that Eric Dyer's a cunning linguist?
Yeah, they are saying he's
a cunning linguist. Yeah.
They are saying he's a cunning linguist. Guys, I'm getting told to let it go about that Eric Dyer. I am not letting. I'm not a fan of Eric Dyer. I just think that.
Yes, you are.
Don't do it, Sean.
No, I'm not a fan of Eric Dyer.
Don't do
He's
it.
got Dyer on the back of the shirt. The shirt that everyone's winning. He's got Dyer on the back.
Get out of his corner.
Got to keep one at a time. For me, it's like he had a bad year. He's not a great player, but this idea that he is the worst thing since sliced bread, I think, is an over-exaggeration. Before you all lose your mind, one at a time, guys. Let's keep one at a time. Johnny, welcome to the show, my man. How you doing?
Oh man, it's been like a marathon. It's like my third stream. I've had a space. It's been oh my god, it's
busy.
Overload. Listen,
busy Friday.
We've gone from like tumbleweed blowing through our stadium to like an orgasm of of transfer activity.
That's how I woke up, baby.
Listen, this is. We want it to happen. Should it have happened earlier? Yes. I think Bayern have behaved shockingly with all of this. And we're probably going to have to pay the price due to, everyone knowing that we got the 100 million burning a hole in our pocket. just the same as West Ham are struggling to do a deal right now with 100 million, or
they can't buy a player. They literally can't buy a player right now. They lost out to Ajax on that. Was it centre back? I forget who it was.
Yeah, because every time they go in, Sean, right? Every time they're going in now, and it's going to be the same with us. If you're going to buy Gift Oban, right, or you're going to buy more,
it's going to be 40 million, not 20, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Micky van der Ven, I was told the Micky van der Ven deal was done at 30 million, right? 24th of June. And here we are, August the 3rd. Yeah, August the 3rd, right? And suddenly it's 50 million euros. Now, is that Wolfsburg exploiting the fact that they were positive that we were going to have the Harry Kane money? I really rate him, but he's raw. And this is 50 million euros for a kid that was playing Dutch second division football no more than a year ago. I think we paid top out, so I don't want to hear all these fans saying we only buy cheap players, right? We didn't buy Raya.
But Johnny, what you're going to get now is, we're paying over the odds now. That's all you're going to hear now is, we don't buy cheap, we pay over the odds.
Yeah, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
The narrative
It's
is
a weird
boring.
scenario when people start making these kind of connections, because we are a fandom of millions of people. It's not the same people saying the same things. You can have a bunch of different people having all different views, and that's what's going to happen. So don't make it seem like it's the same people saying this,
But it's a lot.
Groups of people in the same team.
Listen, Adam, sorry, it's a lot of people. Okay, if you drop onto
Different
my
people,
feed, I don't know my feed, and I have them ping, 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 ping. As soon as you say about Big Vic Vicario, we should have signed Raya. Why did we sign a free? We signed Solomon on a free when we should have been signing Harvey Barnes. No, Solomon was signed because he plays in Ange's system perfectly, one-on-one take-ons on the wing. Harvey Barnes is bloody predictable.
Yeah,
that's inside. You know his game. I trust Paratici. Gabbanini, I've been going on about Gabbanini and Paratici and scolding at Spurs for the last year about let them cook. Do not be judging them now, because they're hooking up 16 to 19-year-olds, and it takes time. And we're starting to see that.
Yeah, Brian Hill thing really paid off.
Adobe. We could go on, right?
Yeah.
Jacob with a little jab there about the Brian Hill thing.
I have a personal issue with Paratici because of that deal specifically. So
well, you want to go on about one deal?
Who's a baller? Y'all talk about Dyer?
Brian or Messi?
About Brian Hill?
Brian or Messi?
Yeah,
Nothing.
both of them can offer you the same thing in 13 games. Nothing.
Also, we only bought Solomon because he was a freebie. If he was 15 mil, we wouldn't have bought him.
Brian Hill is a
Aaron,
good player. He was not ever used.
Yeah, but does it really matter that we got him for free?
Oh, so we have to make it.
What difference does it make if he turns out well?
Because I feel like if he wasn't free, we wouldn't have got him in.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Aaron, do you judge a player on the valuation? So if we paid 50 million, are you happier we got Van der Ven because he cost 50 million rather than 20?
I don't really care how much the players cost, but But I'm saying the fact that we wouldn't have looked at him if he wasn't free. So that's simple as that. I don't care. No. I'm saying it in two ways. It's like I don't care that we paid 50 for Van der Ven. We could have paid 40. We could have paid 70. I don't care. But I know for a fact if this guy would have cost any type of money on the market, we wouldn't have brought him in. He's here because he's free. That is it.
Yeah,
I don't care what you lot say.
But it doesn't matter.
What is wrong, Aaron? What is wrong with this? Is what I don't understand. What is wrong with exploiting a situation to your advantage? Right? Other clubs. Let me tell you something. There were plenty of clubs that were in for Solomon, and let me tell you, Veliz, that deal was done because of Gabbanini and also Veliz's relationship with Gio and Kuti Romero. Okay, because they've spoken to them. They helped get that deal over the line. And
do you know that though, or is that speculatory?
Yeah.
No, I know that for a fact, right?
Okay, I was just asking a question.
No, I know it for a fact. I won't go on. We're going to go into how I know it for a fact.
I don't need you to reveal any. So I just want. Hey, if you're saying it, I take your. I value your what you say, Johnny. So
I just know someone who hangs with them and who was in Australia.
I just can't imagine Giovanni Lo Celso going out of his way for anybody regarding anything in form of Tottenham. That just sounds outlandish to me.
Yeah, but
way
you know,
out. He could go.
don't believe, Jacob, everything that's said. You know, there's a lot of news and clickbait.
No, I don't like Gio because of what I've seen him do in a Tottenham shirt, personally.
Jacob, there's a difference
That's what my issue
between
with it.
there's a difference between a player that the manager doesn't want in your club and can't get a game to a player that suddenly might have a future at a club and suddenly then becomes interested again because he thinks he's going to play for us.
So now we have to. So are we playing this game where we cater to the player? Oh, now it's interesting enough he can give a shit. That sounds weird.
No, I don't mean it like that. But what I mean is, when Jose and then Conte came in, they didn't want that player. So he's not gonna shout about our club because he's not wanted.
He didn't work in their systems. He didn't work in their systems.
Correct,
He's
Adam,
definitely much
correct.
more of a. He was supposed to play in an attacking based team, and now we finally have an attacking based manager. And aside from that,
Wasn't that the same thing that everyone said about Tanguy and Ndombele, but no one wants to give him a chance?
Come on,
Well,
now,
it depends.
Jacob,
I think he's.
Ndombele-
I'm just asking the question here.
Jacob's
I'm just asking.
Jacob's spitting right now.
Let me just say something else though on the Lo Celso situation, because Ndombele, as far as we know, his attitude hasn't necessarily changed. So he had a bit of an attitude problem, as well as the fact that he wasn't being played in an attacking system. Yes, we're now back in an attacking system.
Oh, poor baby. Was he getting
It will-
paid though?
It'll work to Ndombele's advantage, but the problem is he's got an attitude problem. Lo Celso, that
You're
everyone
getting paid though.
There's been a lot of reports coming out that the players have made a point of saying that Celso seems like a completely different person since coming back to the club.
Oh,
And
so glad we could do that for him.
It's not just that we've done that for him. He became a father within the last few months, and that seems to have changed his personality.
That does
Jacob,
change.
can
That
I
does
ask you a
change your
question?
life. I will say
Jacob,
that.
Let's sleep.
It does.
He's delusional now. Is the less sleep. That's what it is. I love Tottenham now. I can't. Ooh.
But it's
Sorry.
it's changed his perspective, and again, we're playing in an attacking-based system with that plays to his advantage. If he's playing understudy to Madison in that number 10 role, I'd be absolutely delighted.
Jacob, I need to ask you this because I'm a bit lost here, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We signed a player for a progressive system, as he was saying just now, and he didn't fit the system, right? So he went to Villarreal, okay. He dragged that team to the semi-finals of the Champions League, okay. Played every game in a progressive system, right, with a high-line progressive system. He plays for Argentina. He played every single game playing in the Copa America. He played every single game in the build-up to the qualifications of the World Cup. And he got injured just before the World Cup. So much so that Messi came out and spoke about him and wanted him to be part and parcel of it. So he dragged him in
Real quick,
and brought him in as a coach. Now, the fact that he's come in now and he's playing in a pragmatic, not in a pragmatic team, in a progressive team, you've got to give the guy a chance. You've got to give the
He's
guy
always injured.
And
He's always injured for Spurs.
No,
regardless of the injury, I'm talking about when he takes a corner and you send it right to the first dude standing there that's not wearing the same color shirt as you. I have a problem with that.
Christian Eriksen,
Out of three.
That's too many. That's too many, Sean.
You'd rather
Stop
have
that
a player
yourself,
like Ndombele who doesn't want to actually.
fucking me.
Hey, he's got magic in them boots, so he can flip.
Yeah.
He's got
Mate,
the. Yeah, he's got.
you've been watching football, Jacob.
He'll put some hot sauce on that. Come on.
One at a time. One at a time.
Yeah,
Just
no,
let people on.
Football, Jacob. Wow.
Johnny,
Wait,
finish
I didn't hear
your
what you
point.
said, Johnny. What'd you say?
Oh yeah, Johnny, finish your point. We go one at a time, guys, because it's madness for the audience.
Listen,
I want to click this up later.
Tanguy
Johnny, go on.
Ndombele has God-given talent. Unfortunately, he doesn't have God-given application.
But
right?
that's my
And
point, Johnny, with
hang on, let
Gio.
me finish,
Johnny,
Jacob.
Jacob, wait.
Without the combination of the two, Jacob, you can't be a professional football that can be taken seriously, right? You need the combination of the two, okay? And what you're saying is right. You know, Gio did not have the application, right? When he came to us the first time, he showed not enough. He was in the wrong team, in the wrong setup. He's come back. He has a different application, right? And he still has the skill set. He has to prove it. I agree with you. He can't just come in and play two games well. He has to come in and prove it over the course of 6 months or 7 months. But Tanguy will never play longer than 70 minutes. I think 72 minutes was the most he played for Napoli. He had flashes. He has flashes of genius.
I'm not trying to sit here and argue for Ndombele like he deserves a position or he's got X, Y, and Z. I was just simply playing off the fact that you're saying, oh well, now Gio does care. Now he's a different person. He's a father. I'm taking what you're saying along with. I will throw that in there because I will say, as a father, when I had my son, it did change my life and changed a lot of my perspectives and views on the world. So I could see how maybe that could be the thing to then change Gio. I just don't like this form where we're always like, oh, well, this is why he wasn't good and this is why he can be good now. It's like, well, if you do that application, you got to do it for every player, in my opinion. And that's why I brought in Ndombele into the situation. If we're saying, oh, now his attitude, and I believe Ange, he's taken the fan base and had a flip, Bayern. He's had a flip in the fan base, right? Where so many of us last season were not looking forward to this season, not looking forward to the summer, didn't have much hope. And he's taken a lot of that and made people like me personally excited for what's to come. Not just with the business, but with how Ange handles himself as a person and what I think he could do for these players. So the fact that he could get a tune out of Lo Celso and Ndombele doesn't surprise me. But my thing is, as fans, we're sitting here saying, oh, Gio deserves a chance. Now he's got his head on right. That's just, Jacob, it shouldn't be that way.
I'm not understanding
the argument
you,
could be,
Jacob.
hang on one second, Johnny.
Yeah.
The argument could be made that Ndombele should have been given a chance as well. But unfortunately, the window is approaching its climax. The season starts in a couple of.
Oh, he's gone.
No, we've lost him.
Yeah, losing him a little bit.
The thing is, Jacob, though, if you look at Lo Celso, he's going to fit this system better than Ndombele because Ndombele just hasn't got the aptitude to run around that pitch, closing down all the time.
Did Gio? Where was Gio when he didn't track back? When he was starting 10 games in a row and he wouldn't track back?
He's still going to give you more than Ndombele is.
But I'm not saying either. I'm saying neither one of them should be here. Neither one of them wanted to be here. So why are they here? That's my problem.
Well, if you look, the difference.
I don't want to give chances to guys who don't want to be here. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Everywhere Ndombele's been, he's all these managers have come out and said he just doesn't try hard enough. Whereas Lo Celso, you didn't hear that from Lo Celso last season or the season before. The managers are praising his aptitude.
Jacob,
so why shouldn't we give him another chance?
Sorry, can I just say, sorry, I don't want to interrupt here, right? This fan base, right? We got Brazil's number 9 and we got Argentina's number 10. But
well, I mean, they won the World Cup without him, so I don't know he's that crucial.
Man, oh man, do you know your football? Do you know your football, Jacob?
He didn't play. He didn't play in the World Cup. Didn't see Giovanni Lo Celso on the World Cup stage at all, and they still won it. So
listen, right?
I do. I watch football if that's what you're asking.
He played every single game, right? He got injured before the World Cup. Alexis McAllister wouldn't have played a single minute had Gio not been.
Would have, could have.
That's a fact. He played every single
But
minute.
it doesn't matter. History shows he didn't play.
But you're not listening. You're not listening. Right?
I am listening.
You're not.
I promise you I am.
He played every single game, right? He is Argentina's number 10. Push comes to shove, when he's fit, he plays, right? That's a fact. Indisputable, right? Look at the qualification games. See how many times Alexis McAllister was playing. I'm not saying he wasn't injured. Obviously, he was injured. But look what they said and how crucial they said he was to that team. Look how crucial he was to Villarreal getting to the semi-finals of the Champions League. What I'm saying to you is to say that he's not good enough to play for Spurs when he's Argentina's number 10 and Richarlison's not good enough.
Did I say he's not good enough? I said I don't like him. I said I don't like his attitude. I don't like the fact we have to cater to him and kiss his ass. Now he wants to play for Spurs. So glad we could get you there, Gio.
No one's kissing his ass. I don't know where you're getting this from. No.
This whole like, oh, well, now he's got the right attitude and he deserves a chance. And my point is, if he doesn't want to be here, he should not be here. That is the same way I've said about Kane. Same way goes for Lo Celso.
Who told you he doesn't want to be here?
His body language, the way he plays, his attitude, and the fact that you said, oh, he's this and that for Argentina. What's he done for us? Everyone uses that, right? He's available for Argentina. He's Argentina's number 10. I don't care how crucial you think he is to Argentina's squad. They won the World Cup without him. He didn't play not in one group match, not in one knockout stage, not in the semi, not in the final, not in the quarter. He didn't play one damn minute in the damn World Cup. And guess what? They won.
Open your ears. Every single game he played, man. What I'm
not in the World Cup. Not in the World Cup. That's my point. You're saying he's so crucial to Argentina, but he's not. They won a World Cup without him.
Right.
Not saying he's not good. I'm just saying he wasn't crucial to Argentina. Let's not get it twisted.
Well, maybe look up Messi and Messi's comments. What I would say to
Yeah,
you,
Messi's comments. Look up Messi whenever he rated the top 10 ballers under 20, 7, 8, 9 years ago, something like that. Where are they now? None of them are anywhere. So I'm not going off of Messi's talent ID. I'm sorry.
Messi, no. 100%. What I was going to say to you is, but you're happy to give Ndombele another chance.
I didn't say that. I'm saying if you're giving Giovanni Lo Celso a chance, then yes, you should give Ndombele a chance as well.
But you don't know he hasn't been given a chance. Who told you he hadn't been given a chance?
Who are you talking about?
Who's told you that Ndombele's not been given a chance?
I didn't say that he hasn't. I'm talking about fans that immediately write him off, but not Lo Celso.
But Jacob, what about the attitude in training? Maybe Lo Celso showed a better attitude than Ndombele, so that's why Lo Celso's getting another chance rather than Ndombele's getting.
But he picked up an injury right before the first match, and Ndombele did. So if he has been given a chance, we don't know. You're right, Johnny. I don't know if he has or has not been given a chance to prove. But again, last summer with Conte, it came out and Ndombele wanted to fight for his position. Then it came out this summer again that Ndombele wanted to fight for his position. Again, I'm not saying that he should, but I'm saying if we're going to use the argument that Lo Celso deserves a chance because of X, Y, and Z, I would say why not as well does Ndombele deserve those same chances? Because to me, he's been just as disrespectful to the club.
Jacob, everyone deserves a chance, but this fan base is so toxic. Look how they treated Emerson, right? I'm sitting there defending Emerson all through the abuse, right? I had on my spaces. They came at me again and again and again. I said, there's a defender. He is a defender, right? He's not a wing back. He never will be a wing back, but he's a defender. So now, if you look into his system, Ange's system, he can play in this system as a right back. If he had stayed under Conte, he would have a problem unless he played as an inverted right back. Yeah. I hear what you're saying, but I think everyone is being given a chance. That's why
I agree.
Went on that plane, much to my amazement, even the Eric Diers.
I agree with you, Johnny. No, real quick, I do agree with you there. That I think that's what I liked about everyone going on this preseason tour. Give Ange the chance to make the decision himself, not us as fans, not the club, not people who've been worn down by these players or build up players that shouldn't be, built up. That's my point, though. Is like, as fans, when we sit here and say Lo Celso deserves a chance, I'm just saying, why doesn't Ndombele also deserve that same chance, right? They both have talent. They both can do things. One, yes, does play for his national team. I hear that argument. But again, I just think that, I'm not saying Lo Celso can't come good. I just find it weird that we're now like, oh, his attitude is good. Now we can back him.
It's been going on a while, and Sean's obviously having a bit of trouble. Yeah. Obviously, Alex has jumped on. Usually has some.
No, don't do that, Soren, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, we can't have him sitting there.
No. What are you doing? Sorry, no. What are you at?
Let him have a say.
If Sean was here right now, what Sean would be saying is that the question he asked initially was to do with what we were going to do with the Harry Kane money, and it's strange that we're having this conversation about Lo Celso and Ndombele and that when essentially what we have in those players, as if we do keep them around, is we have strength in attacking positions. We've got Maddison probably most likely to be the number one in the 10 position. You have Lo Celso as an option. You've got Ndombele as an option. You've got Alfie Devine as an option there as well. We've got such a glut of players at the front. We're really, really strong. How would we spend the Harry Kane money to strengthen the team was the question that Sean.
You need a six. We need a six.
Exactly. I think that's where the competition really needs to go. We need another centre back, and we're hoping it's going to be Tapsoba, but there's still other options there. But I think it remains to be seen.
For me, Tosin is the better option. For me, I know Tapsoba is the herd's choice, so to speak.
But let's assume that if the Harry Kane money comes through, we have, what is it, 105 million pounds to play with. If what is it? If we get
what about if Højbjerg goes as well?
Well, this is exact good man, Johnny. This is exactly what I was going to say. If 80 million goes to Tapsoba, if 20 million goes to Gift Orson, right? It's going to be about 80 million for Tapsoba. It will end up being that way. If Micky van der Ven got bumped up to 50, then it's going to be about 80 for Tapsoba, right? So if we get Tapsoba in and we get Orson in, there's not an awful lot of extra money left over for a midfielder. But if Højbjerg goes, you're looking at spending the Højbjerg money on another 6. So what do we think that like how much is Højbjerg going to go for? And then who do we bring in with that money? So do
no
we
one's
think
got the money. The problem is, Adam, Europe is bankrupt, right? They don't have any money, right? You know, don't let anyone hear you say anything. I mean, Saudi Arabia has got Italy out of serious trouble. They can't wait to get the Saudi money. Poor old Tonali. Look at his face when he was being dragged around to Newcastle. He's the unhappiest guy I've ever seen arrive at a club.
But we're being told that Atletico Madrid are in for him, right?
Yeah, but they don't have money. I mean, they're desperate to get rid of João Felix.
Yeah, and they can't even do that.
You know, they can't even get 2 bob for him, right?
But if João Felix does end up going to Barcelona, which could happen, then
they got no money. They got no money, so they can't pay him.
Well, they're selling Frank Kessie over to the Saudis. They'll have tons of money shortly. That's going to happen. You know, it's the domino effect, of course, right? But if Frank Kessie goes to the Saudis and then they use that money, Barcelona use that money to buy João Felix, then Atletico Madrid use that money to buy Højbjerg. Right?
A lot of dominoes here.
But look, if Højbjerg doesn't go, we probably don't buy a number 6, right?
Yeah,
number
true.
6. So let's assume the dominoes all fall. Højbjerg ends up going to Atletico Madrid. We have Højbjerg money. How much money do we get for him from Atletico? And then who do we spend that money on?
Well, that's the thing. You know, in today's market, in the valuation, he's got to be worth 35 million, right? But the reality is they will struggle to wrestle up 15, 17 million pounds. That's the problem. This is the problem. I don't think Atletico have the money. If
the domino effect happens, they'll have João Felix money. If they have João Felix money, what do we do then?
Barcelona,
can we get 30 million for Højbjerg? Can we get 30?
I don't think Barcelona will spend that money. Barcelona are trying to get the money in to balance the book so they can actually get some players.
Barcelona haven't got João Felix money. No chance.
Okay, all I'm doing is I'm trying to paint a picture in some universe where we can lose Højbjerg so that we can have this number 6 conversation. Because otherwise, it's just Højbjerg, right? We're stuck with him for another season. Which is not the worst thing in the world, I guess, but everyone knows my opinion on the guy.
Well, Papa Sarr, I think, needs to toughen up to play the 6. I don't think he's ready to play the 6. You know,
I think we'll be okay though, Johnny. Like in a dream world scenario, not only do you get another centre back, you also get a better left back to play back up to Udogie. You also get a better right back. You also get a better 6. You also go and get a better forward to replace Harry Kane. But you can't. It's not a dream world. It's reality. Not Rome wasn't built in a day. Because I haven't been able to watch a second of this for the last 15 minutes because of my internet. It's an absolute nightmare. I can't go for much longer. I don't know. Have you said a word yet?
Alex hasn't said a word.
Come on, Alex, mate.
Come on, Alex. So if you haven't said a word yet, mate, apologies. I haven't been able to bring you in because my internet's been out. So welcome to the show.
It's interesting because the flip-flop Sean was saying to me on stream, saying that he's been ducking me. Well, Mr. Box Office is back because Mr. Box Office knows the whole point. The point is, Sean. The point is, you do it again. You do it again. You do it again every single time. I've heard lots of some opinions from Mr. Flip-flop over here, Mr. Sean. By the way, let's start with number 1. Number 1. Let's say number 1.
You see what you did. You see what you were going to unleash.
Let's put him on mute for a second, just to clear the air.
I don't.
Well, number one. That's a bit rude. Firstly, when I've been sitting here for 20 minutes waiting for my turn to speak, by the way. So let the receipts come now, Mr. Sean. Let's start. Let's start with number 1. Who said, by the way, on one channel saying that Arsenal are going to finish 7th? Did you say that? Did you actually say that?
No.
No, you didn't say that.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, let's move it on then. Let's move it on then. Let's move it on then to number 2. Let's move it to number 2. Let's move it to number 2 now. Yeah, because we got to address them. You got to be accountable for DT. Number 2. Yeah. The ticket prices, because we know we need to get into this debate now, don't we? We know to get into this debate now.
Do we?
Oh no, you're gonna bottle it now again, love. Even though you were going on about it last time as well, yeah.
Mate, I got 10 minutes. I got 10 minutes before I got to wrap the stream up. I will, if you want to talk about the price tickets things, I'll do it another time. I am not spending any time on it right now.
Oh yeah, you're not going to do it now because you're not going to do it now because
but you're
not going to do it now. When
This
you
is
when you
Frankfurt,
top,
though,
you tried to call me out about it already, yeah.
I've never
So I'm
called you
sorry.
out about it, Alex. I don't care about your
Yeah,
opinion on
but
it.
but the thing is,
Sean
you
Bailey.
wanted the debate. Let's have the debate then. If you want to have the debate, when are you going to debate it then? When are you going
Sean,
to
I've
debate
got
it
to
then?
go. Sean, thank you
Cheers,
very
Johnny.
much. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, mate.
Jacob, no offense, mate. Look, hope to have more debates with you. In the
Oh
future.
no, it was a great conversation.
Yeah,
No offense taken. I
Adam?
hope you didn't take any from me either. I meant
not
none.
at all. Alex, mate, disruptive as always, mate. See you later.
See you,
See
Johnny.
you. Cheers, Johnny. Take care, mate.
Thanks, Johnny.
When are you going to have a debate then? Because like I said
About
before,
what? I can't do the price ticket thing today, mate. First and foremost, I don't think you will be able to debate me on it.
what do you mean
Second of
I'm not going to be able to debate with me, Bob? You know what I mean?
I don't think you will. I
Well,
don't know.
no, because that's just excuses. That's absolute excuses.
I've never heard you make a cogent argument.
No, that's not the point I'm making, and that's just being rude now, Sean. At the end of the day, you know what I mean?
I'm not
You know what I
trying to
mean?
be
That's
rude,
just
mate.
subjective.
I'm literally
At the
saying
end of the
I
day,
don't have time to
but
debate
the
you.
point I'm making is no, just because I've got a certain way of speaking, Bob, it doesn't mean that I've got no correct way of saying it. You know what I mean? Like I said before, yeah. You said, yeah, that it's because of what is it? What is going on in the world at the moment? I'm looking at it from the fans' point of view. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I haven't got time for the price ticket debate. I've said it 4 times. I've got to leave.
Well, yeah, but you just said to me, I've come on, right? I've
didn't
come on.
ask you
So
on,
when do
bro.
you want to have the debate then? When do you want to have the debate then?
Another time.
That's what I'm saying.
Another time. I'm telling you, I haven't got time for it today. I've got to leave. The stream's got to finish in 5 minutes.
Right, so I've been sitting here for 20 minutes, being quiet, and then you keep me on silent, mute. How many times? Which is bullying, by the way. Muting people, by the way. Yeah, right. And then you say to me you don't want to debate. Right, bye bye then.
Right, see you later. I never invited him on. I never asked him on. He's in a group chat where I put the link.
Yeah, I can't look. At the end of the day, like Alex, you know, he needs to understand that there was if you look at the title of the show, there's a very specific topic that has to be covered. To do this content properly, there needs to be organization. Even between those of us that can have a rational conversation, things got a little bit sidetracked at times during this broadcast, but we try to keep it on topic. Alex is just
time for it, mate. I've got a work call in 8 minutes. I ain't got time for a ticket price debate, right? It's not even a hill I particularly care about. I've made this point 100 times. I don't feel that strongly. If you want to make the argument that the ticket prices shouldn't have been raised, that's cool. If you think that they should have been raised, that's cool. I just think that this idea that they like what the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust put out, I just think that it was a ridiculously aggressive narrative that was making assumptions and basing it on a hell of a lot of accusatory tones that just don't exist and saying that there is no debate about it. Of course there's a debate. There's a million things to debate about it. And I haven't got the time to do it today. We could have done it before, but that guy, I don't know, he waited 20 minutes to attack me or to debate me on a topic that isn't part of the show.
He can't, you don't owe him anything because he waited 20 minutes. You don't owe him anything. I
wasn't around for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I was off for 15 of them trying to fix my internet.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, Alex, if you felt disrespected. I know Sauron tried to bring him in at one point, and I was like, just don't even do this because Alex is going to come on and go completely take the show in a different direction than it was supposed to be in.
I love Alex. Alex is always welcome on the show. Alex is always welcome on the show to talk about the topics of the show, and the topics of today are about.
But I knew that would happen. Do you know what I mean? It's just,
well, Sean, you missed a whole big debate between me and Johnny about Giovanni Lo Celso.
Yeah,
that was fun.
I know. I didn't. I mean, I didn't hear it, but I will check it out. Mud FC, why bring him on? I didn't bring him on, mate. I've got a WhatsApp group where I put a link in, and he's in the group. Like, you know, I don't. There's 15 people in there, and any one of them could pop in. All these guys popped in because of that link, so I didn't invite him. But I love Alex. It's not a problem with Alex, but
we all love Alex as a person. But
I haven't got time to talk about what he wants to talk about. The show is about
Alex.
Yeah, big up, Alex. Love you, man. Anyway.
Well, I do got to go, Sean. Yeah.
No, it's all good. I'm going to wrap it up now. Jacob, what's cracking on your channel, mate? What's coming up on your channel?
Trying to see. I might try and go live later today. Today's my 5-year anniversary with my wife, so actually she's really pissed at me right now because I was like, well, Van de Veen just got... here we go. I got to go. So appreciate you having me on, Sean.
Your anniversary with your wife?
Yeah, 5 years. Thank you.
Wow, we got some real Tottenham fans. Congratulations to you. You've got your anniversary. You got to do. You got Aaron, who should be, I don't know, changing his nappies or something. But he'd rather come on and talk about Van der Ven.
Real quick, I just want to say, Steve Mitchell, you've got it all wrong. He said, Steve Mitchell saying, I said, I know more than Messi about the Argentina squad. That's just waffle, bro. I've never said that. Come on. Let's have a good time. Let's just relax, okay? I don't like Giovanni Lo Celso. I don't think he was crucial to the World Cup run of Argentina. Maybe qualification, yes, but not the World Cup run. He didn't play a single minute, so I'll just end that there. But to those of you who think, I'm wrong, that's cool. It's opinions. That's what it is. But I do appreciate you having me on. Adam, can't wait to get you on my channel sometime soon. Yeah, I might be live later today when my son takes a nap. I don't know. Depends what my wife says. She might be pissing me right now. She's waiting for me right now. So, but big ups.
Take her out, mate. Go and have some fun.
Hey, Micky here we go.
Get over to United. He got his man, by the way. I forgot to say it when he came on. He got his man. This guy was talking about this fella long before anyone else was.
Since January. I said go get him in January.
Yeah, if you want to go and find out who the next name off the block on Jacob's picks for Tottenham's future, United Spurs America.
Big
guys,
up, buddy.
Cheers, Jacob. Good luck, mate. Guys, we are going to round it off. It was a bit of a crazy end. Sorry, I basically missed the last 15 minutes. Came back in to give Alex a chance to speak. He wanted to go down the path that wasn't part of the show. I had to tell him how it is. He can come on and debate me about the tickets anytime he wants. I don't care, but not today. I've got too much to do. I got to go and do some work. I'll be back on at 8:30 or 9 o'clock. So look out for that. And we're only about 40 away now, subscribers, from getting that giveaway. So when we come on to the latest show this evening, I'll be putting the giveaway code in. If we can get to 13,400 subs, someone's going to win it's supposed to be 3XL, but it's Asian 3XL. And if you know what I mean, it probably fits Adam. It's probably a large for men or a medium for men. It's pretty small, but it's a perfectly legit home shirt. Just the labels are wrong. We'll talk about that later. Adam, I don't know. Can you come on later on, mate? Or
this evening?
Yeah, in a couple of hours, in 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
Sure. If I get stuck into some of my work now, yeah, I can probably be available in 3 hours.
All right, mate. We'll talk about Wild Stag Media on that show, guys. I've got to go. Sorry. Love you all, guys. Smash the like on the way out. Smash the subscribe. If you do want to follow Adam at Wild Stag Media on Instagram, but we'll talk about why and what he's doing on the next show. Love you all, guys. Appreciate Drew Zilla, especially for the like love today. He's been really on it. And also massive shout out to Brandon Troller, to Sam Williams, to Chris Wood. I didn't even see this one. Welcome to the memberships, mate. I really appreciate that, buddy. I will see you real soon. And also to Just a Girl, Kate, I hope you're feeling better. Hope the COVID's gone. Who opened up the Waffle House? Apparently I did. And I didn't mean to in that particular angle of waffle. Like, subscribe, and comment as always, guys. Bye-bye.
Come on, you Spurs.